Hey, Darren Campbell with Confident Home Solutions, licensed general contractor, builder, remodeler in North Carolina. What's up?
Let me show you guys something magical.
What? Oh, you had all of them in there? Okay. So we're actually taking this garage door out here. We're going to frame it up with a entry door and a window. But I'm going to show a little bit of Tapcon use into the floor, and so hopefully you guys enjoy.
Alright, so the journey of the Nipex pliers.
You're coming.
We got a door here. We wanted to put the wall in, and
Best pair of pliers right there.
awesome.
Tapcon. Now, of course, we got a full setup. We keep these in the van, full. You know what we use here for different sizes. This is a 1/4 inch. See, we got quite a few of them. I come over here, I know that's a 1/4, and it says it takes a 3/16 bit. Now Harley has it set up here in our Bosch rotary hammer. I recommend that you have a impact,
18 volt.
not a drill. And like he said, an 18 or 20. So what he's going to do is he's going to grab an auger and he's going to pull them back out. He's not going to pull them all out. He's going to do them one at a time and go in there and run the auger in. He's not going to pull them down in just with the bit. And the reason is he doesn't want to strip the threads. Now, what we found with these, they will allow you to run them down. Pull one of those screws out. I want to show them. Go ahead and give it to me. So the threads on this, they can get messed up. The more times you run them in and out, the threads will get messed up. Now they're still pretty sharp. So sometimes if you hit a hard stone or something, okay, now he's using something different than I thought he would, but that's perfectly fine.
Alright, so we got the rest of the wall framed up, and he's got to do an angled cut. And the brick mold on the brick is off. So as you can see, it's angled because we don't want to do it like a hat. I have about 3/8 of an inch gap up at the top. Right here. Alright. A little bit of moving required. Got the jigsaw on the top. And tracks up. I just gotta get the track. Dun dun dun.
Got it framed up, cut out. We got to throw some Tyvek on it. We want to put the window and the door in. At least just get them put in. Now the door ended up, we unwrapped the door and it ended up being broke, but yeah, I think that was actually through shipping. So there's always the saga with the doors. Keep going. All right, so show you this wall. We got 3 coats of mud on it, so it's actually sanding day. But that's not what we're messing with right now. Got that window in there. It looks good. We always, unless they need it, we typically will go with a single hung. Single hungs, this is my opinion, they more energy efficient because you only have one pane of glass that's moving. So typically we'll just go with single hung as opposed to double. I think they're a better window. They come square, so you really don't have to square them up like a double hung. So that's my 2 cents on that. Got the door in there, looking all good. Good gaps. Boy, that was tough. You saw us there. I pride myself in getting a good door. Good gap all around it. So let's say you do put a Tapcon in there. I would recommend if you have good mortar, shoot for the mortar because that's going to be solid. And the Tapcons work really well. They bite really well inside of a mortar. Now, we built the frame. We went ahead and framed it out with 1x and shimmed it in and ran Tapcons in before we ever put the door in. Now we've set the door in there. And what we've done, we actually pulled those 2 screws out and ran Tapcons in them. Down there too. But we have 3 different lengths. What's the length of these ones here, Harley?
2 3/4.
Okay, so we got 1 1/4, 2 1/4, 2 3/4. Now, we don't have the choice of where we're running our screws in here. So let me see. This is a 2 1/4. So I guess probably 3 1/4. Which ones did we run in here?
The 2 3/4.
2 3/4. I'm sorry, 2 3/4. So we ran the long ones in here.
Oh, no, we ran the. Must have been the 2 1/4.
Actually, now that I'm looking at it, the long ones should be run in here.
Yeah.
But for example, like running this, you're not going to want to run these real long ones. And I'm thinking this is why I'm going to show you this. Yeah, for example, look at this right here. Let me brighten it up a little bit more. I'm just showing you this. Now I ran this into mortar, but let's say you have a scenario to where this is going into the mortar, especially if it's a hollow cavity block, you don't want a bunch of these threads sticking inside the cavity. You actually want the threads into the concrete. So you're gonna have to vary your screw if it's not going into mortar. That's why I always, if you can shoot it into mortar, do that joint. You see we got a cut a mortar joint there, and all the way down there, at least for the frame. And then we didn't have a choice when doing our hinges, what have you. Now this is typically what we do. We always pull this back and we hide the fastener underneath there. Grab me a shim, Harley. Right there. I got it. And this is kind of an important trick right here, is to pull this back like this and use a shim or a drywall knife or something like that when you're drilling, and drill there. See, you see I hit that? If you don't do that, you're going to end up damaging that. So this is a typical garage door opening that has been removed. So that's the door right there. This is just primed fiberboard. It's all been caulked in. Got our flashing there. We kept ourselves a pretty decent gap there at the very bottom. No sense in doing that. Now we got a French drain. This is kind of an odd grade right here. It's technically coming in on this angle, so we're going to put a French drain down through there. So we'll have that taken care of. Either the business owner, I'm not sure if they're doing it themselves or we're doing it, but this is what this looks like out here. And I think after they get that siding primed and painted, something that complements that brick, I think it's going to look pretty excellent.